Hey guys, welcome back to True Sound Studios. Today I'm going to show you guys how I would use only wave plugins to mix a rap vocal. So let's get right into it. So let me show you guys what it sounds like with all of these Waves plugins on this particular vocal.
Oh, you bleed now? Damn, forget about the tourniquets. Don't tell me you like my music when really you never heard of it. I'm really splurging with the damn raps that I make. Let me tell you, I'm skipping dinner, going straight for the cake.
And now let's listen to it without any of the plugins.
Oh, you bleed now? Damn, forget about the tourniquets. Don't tell me you like my music when really you never heard of it. I'm really splurging with the damn raps that I make. Let me tell you, I'm skipping dinner, going straight for the cake.
So as you guys can hear, with certain EQ and compression, really just getting that vocal to be nice and forward in the mix and stand out as it should. Let's get started. The first plugin is going to be the Waves Vocal Rider. I'm using it differently. I don't actually sync it to the music. I'm just using it as a automation plugin. So it's essentially just riding the fader up and down without doing any compression. So this is just volume automation is what it is. So you guys can see the settings here. I typically use it on slow as far as how fast it reacts. I usually only turn the sensitivity up just a little bit. I don't even know if that necessarily matters because I'm not linking it to the music, but I've just had it like this for so long. Some of the things that I try to adjust is this range. Now, I only like it to go up and down about 3 decibels. Otherwise, I feel like it's too much, based on the different genres of music. I'm typically always doing very modern music. So I find that range +3, and on the bottom range, how much it's pulling it down, about 4. And really what I'm trying to do the whole time is get that fader to always pull down. I don't necessarily want it to go up too much just because it does change the gain structure. But let's just watch this plugin in action.
Oh, you bleed now? Damn, forget about the tourniquets. Don't tell me you like my music when really you never heard of it. I'm really splurging with the damn raps that I make. Let me tell you, I'm skipping dinner, going straight for the cake. It's I create.
You can see it's doing somewhere around 3 dB of reduction, pulling down that overall level. What I really like about this plugin is you don't get the artifacts of using a compressor to control the overall volume. So that's why I always end up using this first. So next up, to deal with all the sibilant issues in pretty much any vocal that I find, is the Waves DeEsser. This is a really great but very simple DeEsser. I am all about trying to control that sibilance first, and unfortunately, most of the vocals that I get when it comes to mixing have a lot of sibilant issues, and having a DeEsser is, in my opinion, is a must. Finding the particular frequency for a vocal really depends on the vocal. I mean, sometimes I correct it all the way down to 4K, up to 10, 12K. It really depends on the vocal. In this particular case, it was right around 8.1K. And you'll see, we don't have to do a ton of attenuating that high frequency. This vocal doesn't have a terrible amount of sibilant issues, but let's take a look at what this plugin's do.
Oh, you bleed now? Damn, forget about the tourniquets. Don't tell me you like my music when really you never heard of it. I'm really splurging with the damn raps that I make. Let me tell you, I'm skipping dinner, going straight for the cake.
So you can see in some spots it's doing, a good 6 dB of reduction. So there's definitely parts where it gets a little worse and where it's not as bad. But using a DeEsser nice and early in the chain also is going to prevent compression from even blowing up those S's even further. So really great to put a DeEsser in either the first or second slot. Okay, moving on is the Waves Renaissance compressor. One of my favorite compressors. I use it, I would say, on every single mix. It probably 10 instances at least. This is on every single one of my vocal tracks. I think this compressor is absolutely amazing for vocals, and it's super transparent. Now, how I typically set this up is I have the attack as fast as it'll go because I'm trying to control those initial peaks, those really quick transients, especially on words that are really overpronounced, and trying to control some of that right off the bat. And I like to use that compressor first because I am trying to get a more overall level, especially after sending to EQs and stuff like that. I leave the release, by default, it's on 160. It always seems to work out. Ratio is usually around 3 to 4. For this particular vocal, even though he is a very dynamic rapper where he emphasizes certain parts, he's really good at controlling it. when he's doing it into the microphone, so I don't have to get that crazy with it. So 3.1 worked out really well with the ratio. As far as the reduction goes, I usually like to go until I can start to hear the compression. I just back off a little bit. In this case, it's somewhere around 3 dB, but let's take a listen.
Oh, you bleeding now? Damn, forget about the tourniquets. Don't tell me you like my music when really you never heard of it. I'm really splurging with the damn raps that I make. Let me tell you, I'm skipping dinner, going straight for the cake.
So you can see when it's doing about 3 dB of reduction, it's really pretty transparent. I mean, the thing really does sound very good. It's nicely putting the vocal into a nice tight space, but it's not over compressing it. But to me, to my ears, when we start to get closer to that 6 dB range of reduction, that's when I start to hear that compression a little bit more. It still is very transparent, but so I'm trying to shoot for maybe 3-4 dB of reduction. I really feel like that works the best. And the gain makeup, once again, really kind of depending on the vocal and the particular track. For this, I didn't have to really raise it up at all. So if you guys are enjoying this video, please click that like button. So now this is the part where I get into the taking out resonances in the vocal, things that I don't like, helping to boost up some of the things that need a little bit of work. But this is like light sculpting. This is more like corrective type EQ. So this is the Waves Q10 Equalizer. So let me go ahead and I will play you what it sounds like when I boost these 3 particular resonances, 5, 6, and 4. Those are the ones that I really heard. So let me go ahead and boost those for you while the vocal's playing, and you'll really be able to hear why I took those out.
Oh, you bleeding now? Damn, forget about the tourniquets. Don't tell me you like my music when really you never heard of it. I'm really splurging with the damn raps that I make. Let me tell you, I'm skipping dinner, going straight for the cake. You like my music when really you never heard of it. I'm really splurging with the damn raps that I make. Let me tell you, I'm skipping dinner, going straight for the cake. It's I create.
So you can hear those frequencies actually ringing, which is the reason why I pull them out of there. Not crazy. It's a fairly tight cue, meaning like how sharp that frequency is. You know, some of them are, I know I kind of move them around a little bit, but they're in between 3 and 5 dB that I'm pulling those out. I'm just making sure that I'm not sucking out some of the low end beefiness that makes that vocal sound nice and thick. Also, I'm doing a little boost at like 2700. Now, that's a tricky frequency. 2.5K is like always seems to be something you can either add to the vocal or take away. So you got to be careful. Don't just copy these settings. You need to go into that EQ and really, understand what it's doing and make sure that you're only positively affecting the vocal and not just blowing up certain frequencies that don't need any additional help. And of course, I'm doing a little bit of low end roll off. There was already a decent roll off when this vocal was recorded, which by the way, it was recorded on the Slate ML1 microphone with the Slate mic pre. I'm not sure the emulation, unfortunately I don't have it. I know that was the mic and mic preamp that was used. And then the last thing I want to mention is a little bit of reduction at 7K. You see I'm doing 1.7 reduction on that particular frequency, and that's just because there was a little bit of that brightness from the sibilant issue that I couldn't fix with the DeEsser, and so I ended up pulling that out as well. Okay, so now we get to the CLA2A. What an amazing compressor. This really just helps add a little bit of vibe. It actually adds a little bit of brightness as well to some vocals, not every time.
Oh, you bleeding now? Damn, forget about the tourniquets. Don't tell me you like my music when really you never heard of it. I'm really splurging with the damn raps that I make. Let me tell you, I'm skipping dinner, going straight for the cake. It's I create. Bite you like.
So in this particular vocal, once again, the vocalist is really good at controlling dynamics. So about 3 dB of reduction is really all you got out of this. And then the only other major knob on here is just the gain output. Sometimes I play around with that because I'm starting to get towards the end of my chain to make sure I'm making up for some volume if I need to. Also, I do notice on this particular compressor that if you do have the analog circuitry on, that little bit of 60 hertz hum that you'll hear, sometimes if you're using a bunch of these compressors, it does add up, and you can sometimes have a little bit of a problem if it's a quieter track. So it's about the only time I pay attention to those analog buttons on the bottom there. So not only do I make these YouTube videos, but I also mix and master full time. So if you guys are interested in getting your song mixed and or mastered, all the rates and info are in the description box down below, and you can go ahead and shoot me an email. So this is the last plugin on my individual tracks. Then all my vocal tracks go to a vocal bus, and there's 2 more plugins there, as well as 1 vocal effect that I have on here. But just quickly, this is the Waves 550B EQ. Now, depending on the vocal, sometimes I might boost more frequencies. In this particular case, I'm only boosting 2 dB at 5K. Once again, 4 or 5K sometimes can be tricky. Sometimes a lot of times I'm de-essing at 4K just because there's frequency issues in that, but it depends on the vocalist. In this case, I am boosting 2 dB at 5K, and this just really helped out.
Oh, you bleed now? Damn, forget about the tourniquets. Don't tell me you like my music when really you never heard of it. I'm really splurging with the damn raps that I make. Let me tell you, I'm skipping dinner, going straight for the...
Just helping to add a little bit more clarity to that vocal. So now we're going to jump over to the vocal bus, and that's where I'm using the Waves Puigchild 660. Now, this is the mono version, so all vocals, unless you recorded them in stereo for whatever reason, 1 microphone means 1 channel, which means it's a mono. So my main vocal bus is all mono because I do not send effects or anything there. So I'm using the mono version of this compressor. Once again, depending on the vocal, sometimes I like to drive the input gain like I'm doing here to add a little bit of saturation to the vocal. Depending on the vocal, I'm using the time constant 1 or 2. In this case, I'm using 2, which is a little slower of attack. And threshold, because it's on my vocal bus now, I'm not, I've already done the pre-processing on the channel. So this is lighter compression, maybe only 1-2 dB. But this one, at least, I will put on and kind of take off as we're going through it.
Oh, you bleed now? Damn, forget about the tourniquets. Don't tell me you like my music when really you never heard of it. I'm really splurging with the damn raps that I make. Let me tell you, I'm skipping dinner, going straight for the cake. It's I create, bite you like a venomous snake. Your remains put in the body bag, deeper in the lake.
Now this compressor really is adding some saturation. It's actually adding some tone to this vocal that I really do like. I would say I almost always have this compressor on my vocal bus. I think the vibe that it creates is really amazing, unless I am doing a hybrid mix where I'm sending it out analog. In that case, I might use a different compressor. But at least for in-the-box mixing, this compressor is absolutely amazing. And the last thing on my vocal bus, which is really the last plugin for vocals minus the effects, is the Waves Puigchild. Now this is the mid-range equalizer. There's 2 different Pultecs. One has a little bit more the low end with the very brightness. This is obviously more mid-range focused, which is really great for vocals.
Oh, you bleed now? Damn, forget about the tourniquets. Don't tell me you like my music when really you never heard of it. I'm really splurging with the damn raps that I make. Let me tell you, I'm skipping dinner, going straight for the cake. It's I create, bite you like a venomous snake. Your remains put in the body bag, deeper in the lake.
So this EQ is adding it's 3. I don't actually think it's about 3 dB at 3K. Now once again, these frequencies are all dependent on your actual vocal. Make sure to use your ears, flip through the frequencies, and make sure what you're doing is actually helping out the vocal. You're not just changing it. Obviously, anybody can boost or take away an EQ. It doesn't mean you're making the vocal sound better. So if you guys like content like this and you want to see more, consider subscribing. So the last thing that I have on these vocals is a chorus. Now, I know it sounds weird to put a chorus on a vocal, but I'm going to solo this vocal and I'm going to turn on and off the chorus, and then we'll go ahead and check out what I'm using.
Oh, you bleed now? Damn, forget about the tourniquets. Don't tell me you like my music when really you never heard of it. I'm really splurging with the damn raps that I make. Let me tell you, I'm skipping dinner, going straight for the cake.
But once again, using a Waves plugin, this is the CLA effects, and I'm only using just the chorus. Got this slider boosted all the way up. You can see all the rest of the effects are off, and just full on chorus. And then also on top of this, I am using the Waves doubler to actually make it a little bit more wide. It is super wide, and I have a little delay going on with the left and the right, and I am detuning it even further. So let me just show you what this sounds like with and without the doubler.
Oh, you bleed now? Damn, forget about the tourniquets. Don't tell me you like my music when really you never heard of it. I'm really splurging with the damn raps that I make.
See, the reason I don't like a chorus that's more monofocus as it starts to get that doubling effect that I at least don't like. Some people might like it. I like that doubling effect to be a little wider. It doesn't sound so much like two vocals stacked on top of each other. So if I turn this back on, play that same part.
Oh, you bleeding now? Damn, forget about the tourniquets. Don't tell me you like my music when really you never heard of it.
That sounds really good. So guys, as always, I hope this video really helped out. Now, if you guys want to see other videos like this, please leave a comment down below. I need to know what you guys want to see. If you want something even more in depth, if you want a different style of vocal, a different type of song, please let me know. Please leave a comment down below. If you guys did find this very useful, please click that like button. Consider subscribing. If you guys do want to stay up to date with True Sound Studios, go ahead and find True Sound on Instagram. I post there every single day. It's also an amazing way to get a hold of me and ask me questions personalized and that are not through the comment section. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Until the next video, I'll see you guys then.